guys. Just watch the water.
Watch the water.
Stop scratching.
Go over here and take a picture here.
Patience.
What's that like?
Are they always this playful?
Yeah. Especially when I'm doing it because I'm their main trainer. So they know.
They know you.
They know me very well. And they know that I make food. I make food happen.
Hey, hey buds.
Ready?
Is it good? Huh?
Good boys. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna do lap walks now. What you guys can do is just kind of sit still. You guys leave your palms straight out if you want, and they'll sniff it. And then I will put food. Oh, well, exactly. I will keep kind of making a bridge, and they can walk across. And then we'll do it that way. So we're gonna start on this one, Sebastian. Up.
Put it on bags. Put it on bags. We'll do that. Okay. Make a bridge.
Human bridge.
Okay, put your hand out.
Good job.
On your lap.
You guys can pet him now. You're fine. He won't bite you. Go ahead and pet him.
What is that? It's like rubber.
Yeah. It's almost kind of rubberish. Almost velvety. Up. Just start over here. Come on. Here, look, come here.
Hold your hand.
You can do it. Good boy. That's cheating. Come here, look.
Oh.
Or you guys can pet them while they're sitting. Stay there.
Hey. Soft.
Good job, guys. All right, good job. Good boys. All right, do any of you have any questions on lemurs?
What are they?
Or lemurs? Just
Raccoon monkeys?
no. You might call them raccoons. They are the oldest family of primates that exist.
Oh.
So these come before any other primate that you've ever seen. They have found fossils of lemurs just like these from millions of years ago, not changed at all.
Nice.
So they really, any lemur species really had no reason to change its physical attributes or anything like that because they were found on Madagascar. So Madagascar, years ago, was part of all the land, and then once it started separating from itself, every climate changed, food changed, predators changed, all of that. But on Madagascar, everything stayed the same. So they never changed. Now there's 100 species of lemurs total. They're all found on the island of Madagascar, nowhere else in the world. Unfortunately, because of that, they are all critically endangered, every single one of them. Even these guys, which are probably the most common that you guys are used to seeing, is ringtail lemurs. But they are critically endangered where they're found. And that is due to habitat loss, as well as food loss as well.
And they mostly eat fruit?
Fruits and veggies is their main diet, yeah. Now in the wild they'll eat plants. We give ours bamboo as well, which they would have as well. They love bamboo. Today I gave them kale, or collards, I mean, and they eat that as well. Their main diet is a more fruit veggie type diet. They love flowers as well. I know. I know. He's taking your stuff. Now these guys are different. Now if you look at some of the differences between the two of them is their eye color. If you look at Luke right here, he's got a lighter, rounder eye. Versus him, he's got a darker, more almond-shaped eye. It's more orange. His is more yellow. Their ears are different as well. His are more flat on the top, and then his are short and out to the sides. The obvious difference between them is that you can definitely tell that Luke is a male, whereas Sebastian, you can't really see anything. Because he's neutered. That makes a difference. So one of the cool things that these guys do is they have stink wars in the wild. The males will actually scent mark territory and they'll fight, but it's with scent. It's not with actually body on body contact. And up. So you see right in the middle of his wrist, see how he's reaching? There's these knobs on the inside of his wrists.
Yeah.
Those are the scent glands. So what they'll do is that they'll rub it together, they'll rub it up their tail, and what they'll also do is that there's a nail right there, and they'll scrape right into the trees. So that's what males do all day long. They scent mark territory. That is the main job of a male. Other than that, that is it. They are a female reigned hierarchy. So if you notice you're not meeting any females today, that is on purpose. Females are very territorial and would probably rip you apart if you came in here and they didn't know you. So to maintain our guests' faces intact, we do not let you guys meet our females. Our boys are so much easier to work with. It just makes life a whole lot easier. It makes it pleasant for you guys. Because I'm not trying to control.
Now, Duke University has a big lemur.
Yes.
What do they study there?
They study everything about them. So their ecosystem, their breeding, their diseases, all of that gets studied at Duke University. Which I was actually going to talk about that, which is awesome. So Duke University has the largest and longest lemur study of any university of anything here in the United States, and actually in the world. They have the largest collection, and they have the rarest type of lemurs in their collection, which is amazing. They also have a private facility here in Mayaca, Florida, which is more South Florida on the West Coast. You can't really go there unless you're researching or an intern, but it's a 120-acre facility, and it's free roam, which means these guys are in a very similar setting to what they would be in the wild. So what they do is they let them free roam. They still feed them, and they're still trained to come in, especially during bad weather, when it's too hot, when it's too cold, or when there's hurricanes coming. They're all trained to come into buildings. So there is human contact there, but they can naturally forage on those 120 acres, which is really, really cool. They also own the largest piece of land in Madagascar for conservation. So what they've done, which is more than anyone else has done, is they've actually bought rainforests and other parts of ecosystem where lemurs live. And what they do the same thing we do here. We take you guys out to see gators in the airboats. They take you out to see lemurs, which is way better than gators. But the whole point of that is that because Madagascar is so small, it's a very poor island. They don't have a lot of income other than farming, so they have to feed their families somehow. So unlike South America, where they're milling the rainforest for food items or furniture or all this exotic stuff, Madagascar, they're actually just trying to feed their families. It's kind of a catch-22. People need to eat, but so do these guys. So by Duke University doing that, they've actually hired the people, and now they're able to pay for their living. They're able to pay for their food. So it's a nice, really great relationship that they're working over there. So to conserve the species, it's great work that Duke University is doing. Probably, we're hoping that keeps a nice trend over there, and we're able to eventually start releasing animals back into that environment. It's a lot more probable than any of the conservation efforts, let's say Africa. Africa's on a really bad road to where they're actually having to take animals off of the preserves and ship them to other countries, because it's getting that bad with poaching. So we're hoping, because it's such a small area, it's a different type of government, and they're really for saving these guys, that we'll have a nice result, and all the work that we're doing here on the back end will result in these guys' numbers going up and not losing any more species. If you guys have seen Slow Loris on Facebook, They're the ones that eat the little rice balls. They have the big eyes. Those are actually lemur species. That is a species of lemur. Those are also found in Madagascar. They're actually a venomous lemur.
Oh.
They have venom in their teeth. So that is really cool.
And they spit it?
No, they bite. There's also bush babies. Bush babies are actually a lemur species. Zabumafu, if you guys ever watch Zabumafu, that is another species of lemur called a shafak. And those are more from the desert area. So these guys live in desert, rainforest, temperate, all types of climates, making them look completely different from each other. They are the most oddball family of animals that you will find. Now their tails are really cool, because they are not prehensile. Get asked that a lot. Look. They're not prehensile tails, but if you see how he carries his tail up in a question mark formation, that is a tool that they'll use when they're walking through the grasses. When other lemurs see tails like that in the grasses, then they know that if grass is moving and that is there, then it's a lemur. They are safe. There's no reason to freak out. If you see grass moving and there's no tail behind it, you better run, because that means it's a predator. So that is one of the huge tools that they use to protect themselves. They also obviously use their teeth if they need to fight or protect themselves. And their massive way to jump. They have so much power in their rear end to jump forward. They move quite a bit very quickly. 14 feet is usually about right. Yeah, and that's what helps them catapult. It gives them a wider base so that they can kind of spring forward. And it also helps them catch the tree. Good boy. You can do it. There we go. Good. Do you guys have any questions on them? That you guys wanted
What's
to know?
the lifespan?
Life expectancy for these guys in the wild, Luke would be dead by now.
Oh,
They live 7 to 8 years. Luke's on his 8th year this year. In human care, they actually live up into their 20s. Most of the time, 25, 26.